Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rivetting Conversations, the only recap show for the best audio drama on the interwebs, Rex Rivetter, Private Eye. My name is Joe, and I am your host from now until the end of time. Yay. Thank you. And with me on the couch today is... Oh, I'll let them introduce themselves. We have...
Rhiannon McAfee.
And...
Randy Coull.
And in case you're wondering who they are, Randy obviously is the voice of Rex Rivetter, Private Eye, and Rhiannon is the dearly departed Jenny, but also one of the producer and director of Rex Rivetter as well.
That is right.
She does the cute announcements in between the show. I hope no one skips them because I think they're just a lot of fun. So... initial thoughts, folks? I mean, you're not with us this season, or are you? I have my own theories. Well,
I want to hear.
I have theories.
So
I'm gonna put fan theories at the end.
We had auditions this weekend for the rest of season 2, and we had amazing people come out. But it was nice to see a bunch of fans of the show who were coming in with their conspiracy theories in hand as to what had happened to Jenny. So we got to audition people and hear conspiracy theories, which was nice.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think I have a certain joy out of hearing all the various people just come up to me expressing disbelief at Jenny's fate.
You take a malicious joy in it.
I really do.
I like it when you tell people when people are dead, she's not dead, and you just sort of look at them and you're like, yes. Well, denial is the first stage of grief.
Yep. So
I do have a first thought on this episode, and my first thought is, oh my God, Randy, you were so good.
Thank you so much.
You're breaking my heart.
That's on the record, everyone. Randy is good.
Randy
in this first one.
It's like you finally... No.
It's like you finally listened to me.
Took me a whole season.
You took my direction for once.
Finally get there.
That very first monologue, when we were recording it, on recording day, it was one of the... I think it was the very, very first thing that we did.
It was, yeah.
And we
started off at 9 o'clock in the morning with that.
Lovely.
And we were here till like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And we busted his chops.
Oh yeah.
It was
the city of angels. Oh God.
Knife
right there.
And then twist it. But we worked him. That sounds bad. We worked him so hard.
Yeah.
We spent about 45 minutes on that first monologue.
Because and rightfully so, and thank God for that, because especially with your direction. I mean, it was, I think, that opening monologue was very layered, with nuance, and like Joe pointed out when he was talking about the city of angels. There's a slight little pause there. I mean, a lot of that, some of it occurs to me when I'm reading it, but then, there's a lot that Rhiannon adds to it, and it just adds that layer of, Rhiannon, I think throughout the entire recording of this case, she had to keep reminding me, okay, you're really drunk here. Or she'd have to keep reminding me what condition Rex is in for this monologue or for this scene.
Here's what has happened to you so far.
Because we recorded out of order.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I kind of need that little reminder every once in a while of what's going on with Rex.
I did like you every once in a while, popping your head out of the little studio and be like, am I still drunk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still drunk? It's okay. I'm still drunk.
Still drunk. Drinking. Still drinking.
Right.
Still drinking. Okay.
Still that. But I have to say, when you guys came to me and told me Jenny's going to die, I'm like, oh, that's wow. That's kind of turning it on its ear and taking it a different direction. And then I got the script for for the first case of season 2, and I read it, and I was just caught up by the words. I'm just reading it, and they're freaking incredible. And then I finish it, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm gonna have to act this stuff.
No more phoning it in,
right? Yeah.
No, and you've done it. You've done it so brilliantly, and it is because it is a completely different Rex.
Yeah, absolutely. It is definitely a different feel. It's a different, and I kind of knew that. Like, I think everyone who heard the finale of season 1 and who just fixated on that and what happened. Just, it's all about, well, what happens next, which is, a good finale to any season. Is just, how do you rebuild from this? What happens next? So this one is definitely like, I got a lot of like season premiere Dexter season 4, where like, spoiler alert for anyone who's in the middle of watching Dexter on Netflix, but like season 3, there's a giant like death in the show, and then it's all about him dealing with that for like half of season 4.
Was it a hill giant or mountain giant, ice giant, frost? Oh wait,
I said Dexter, not Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, what? That is not that show.
You are no longer drunk.
Right. Yes.
You are drinking water.
You're drinking water.
But half of that season was him trying to deal with his guilt and maybe complicity, being complicit in the death that occurred. So I got a lot of that here, and great job to Edgar for like really selling me like Latino priest in LA.
Right.
The actors in season 1, are they all new actors?
Or you
in season 2?
Or in the first case, at least, of season 2.
Are they all new actors? I mean, there's some
returning characters.
Characters. Burke is coming back.
Your personal favorite.
Oh, yes.
No, wait. It's Salerno's.
Salerno's my favorite.
That's right.
Sorry.
That's right. You like Salerno.
Yes.
There are quite a few people like.
I like the character of Salerno, but I do love you, Randy.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, heart to you.
Heart to you.
But because you had open auditions for the first case, and then you just did it for the rest of the season.
It wasn't for the first case. We had auditions for the entire season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, which was kind of fun because I actually got to send out a couple of emails over the last week of people that came to the first round of auditions that we had, who we now Greg is just about done writing case 2. Mm-hmm. And so we've been casting that. And so I did get to send out some emails to people who we had told, we're going to cast you. We don't know as what yet. And get to tell them what they're being cast as. So
which is almost a lot different from how you did season 1, because season 1, there were all these cases that were already pre-written, and it was just a matter of recording them and then releasing.
Yeah.
It was also, from the time from having written them to the first release, it was about a year and a half or so. Yeah. So now, for those, just inside baseball, for those the reason why you're listening to this show is because you love it so much. This season is being written case to case.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the first case is written and it's in the can. And Greg is finishing up case 2 right now. And we're casting that, and we'll be recording that this month, and
there's 4 cases this season.
4 or 5, we're not sure yet.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of how we're we don't know what's happening.
It's 4 or 5, guys.
Greg just came around the corner and put up 3.
No.
Your producer says no.
And it's interesting because that feeling that we had in the first season, we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, we had no idea what we were doing. I mean, we knew that, and it was just like, it was kind of like that Little Rascals kind of, hey, let's put on a show.
Yeah.
Type of feeling.
My dad's got a barn.
Yeah. It was kind of like the Little Rascals thing where we just got a bunch of our friends together, with theater friends, and just kind of,
we have a thing.
Yeah, we have a thing.
You want to be part of our thing?
Come here and play with our thing, and
yes.
No, Randy, no, that's a different.
No.
That's a different.
No.
No.
Come out and play with us. No.
No.
I just. But.
So you're not drunk
I'll just
anymore.
continue on, jumping over the little faux pas there. But season 2 has been very different because we've auditioned a lot of people. We've had a lot of people who are involved in San Diego theater or and have come out and to audition for us, and so there have been a lot of people that I maybe knew about and been able to work with for the first time. But it's been a very different feel because
and it's fun too. The first season, people were they hadn't heard any of it.
Right.
That there was nothing to hear. So
you kept everyone also in the dark. If they weren't in the scene, they didn't get those pages.
Well, actually, that we only did that in the last case in the first season because we didn't really think about it until the last case of like, oh crap, there's some stuff here. There's some stuff here that we don't want getting out. But now that's what we did. That's what we do. That's kind of standard now. But yeah, now having people that we don't know, these come and audition for us, people we may have heard of, but we've never met them, and have them be like, oh my gosh, I'm such a big fan of the show, and talking about like the things that they like about it, which is nice because the first season, as we were doing all of it, no one had heard anything.
Yeah.
So it's very unusual now just to I'll be in my part of I'll be in Studio A of Downstairs Entertainment. And then, someone comes in to record their part, and it's like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you since auditions. Welcome. So it's and then I get to kind of figure out how their style and everything else, while we're on mic together.
Yeah. It's kind of fun this season as well. Recording the first case, there are quite a few characters that you'll meet through the first case. Their portion of the story, they have no idea. When they were coming in to record it, they just know what's happening, and they may only have like 1 or 2 scenes. They don't even know what the case is. They're a part of this, and they don't even know what's happening.
You're keeping actors in the dark from now on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was kind of fun having people record their case, and they'd record their scene, and it's an important scene or whatever. But
because that's very Game of Thrones. They don't give the pages to people who are not in those scenes, so no one really knows what's going on until they watch the episodes.
And it's fun, and having some of the actors be like, "Man,
what's going on?
What's going on? I want to know what happened."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had quite a few people who would come in and just kind of like, "Wow, I really wish I knew what was going on with the rest."
And of course, we give them all of the information that their character needs to know.
Yeah. Which I feel that's a way to really get like some honest performances,
because they wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't know what's going on. They just have whatever's right in front of them, and that's a lot to communicate with your voice alone, especially.
Yeah.
It really is, but everyone we have brought in for this season, I mean, and there are some really, in this first case alone, there's some phenomenal, awesome characters that the audience is going to meet. And
Greg writes some beautiful characters.
He really does.
I will say, one of the things that I really do love about Greg's writing is none of his characters are throwaway characters. Mm-hmm. There is one character that you will meet that I particularly love in this particular case. You've got those characters that are exposition characters, right? Yeah. They're there to provide specific information and background, and you need to have that come out. And in a lot of shows, whether it's TV or audio drama, they sound like exposition characters. They're like, "Hello, I am Exposition Man, and I am here to tell you that you need to know this information." But Greg's exposition characters are so full and rich and human, and you get to like them and kind of wish that they weren't just exposition characters. And there's a couple of those.
Yeah,
in this case, because it's kind of like, all right, we got to get this exposition out. But he makes the characters you fall in love with them, even though they're just like one-offs there for exposition.
Yeah. There's a couple that I hope we see again. The actors are great. They do a fantastic job.
Some phenomenal talent.
Yeah, we got some really good talent.
Blew me away.
Those are some really good words for the writer, but I don't think you're going to be in this season. So
shit.
I think that train has sailed. So the train has sailed. I'm mixing a metaphor.
I could be a different character.
You could.
That's entirely possible.
You could be Eugene's girlfriend.
I could be.
Yes.
We could have a spin-off.
Yes.
Right? Where's Eugene?
Where's Eugene in this?
You know what?
Eugene joined the priesthood? Is it?
You know what Eugene has that I don't?
What?
Eugene's not dead.
Oh, that's true. Eugene is not dead.
That is true.
Although,
Eugene
the
is
more
dead.
I ask, Eugene might be like, "Oh, hey, Rex," cross the street and they get hit by a car.
That'll
He got hit by a cable car.
That'll be exactly how he'll be caught in the crossfire or something.
It is not really particularly a good thing to be associated with Rex Rivetter.
No.
I want like a Dobby death. I want to die in service of like something else, or like, trying to shove like an important item down a hallway and then get riddled with bullets, something like that. But I just like Eugene. If you like Eugene characters.
You know what? You know what happened to Eugene?
What?
Eugene was walking along the side of the road when Jenny's car got run off the road.
And he got thrown. They didn't even find his body.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
He's dangling in a tree.
Dangling in a tree.
His moldering corpse is slowly.
Yeah. It has been. It has been fun hearing the conspiracy theories about.
Oh
it.
yes, which we are going to talk about because I have them.
Lots of conspiracy theories.
I listen to these two TV writers that do a podcast. That's they do recap podcasts for Game of Thrones. The cast of Thrones is what they call it. Game of Thrones. They've done it for Breaking Bad, but they recently listened to their one on Westworld. And half the show is just them spouting off these theories. And what's awesome is that some of those theories that they spouted off in like the third episode of the season came true towards the very end, which is really great. So
you want to be Mr.
So
Prognostication.
I want to do that, but we're gonna do that. It's gonna be one of the last things we do. But I did want to mention. Fun fact for anyone listening: Saint Vibiana is a real church, or was a real church, I should say.
Yes.
It is no longer, it was the big cathedral at the time, and then I guess the diocese changed it to Our Lady of the Angels, which is now the big church in Los Angeles. And now Vibiana, which apparently is in like Koreatown, is like a giant event space. So they actually use it for weddings and for Emmy Award, receptions.
Right. Oh wow!
Apparently, it was featured prominently in the last 4 episodes of American Idol,
all right.
2016. I had to look that up because anytime someone does Catholic stuff, I always have to look it up and see because there's just so much meaning and stuff.
Right.
So Vibiana is the patron saint of nobodies.
Yep, that is correct.
So
yes.
Oh my God!
And don't think that was not...
And I know that's intentional because everything's intentional.
Yeah.
I even looked up the name of the priest. The priest doesn't translate to anything, though.
Right.
At least anything I could
find.
But
the patron saint of nope.
Yes,
the patron saint of nobodies.
Every time I think I've kind of like gotten on, dug down
there's always another layer.
There's always something I miss. And... the patron saint of nobodies, and what is Rex at this moment in his life?
A nobody. And you somehow find your way down to Viviana, to Father. What is it?
Lozado.
Dolores Espinosa. Well, obviously Dolores. Dolor, pain, sorrow.
It's sorrowful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
so I'm getting nods of approval from
Greg's like, somebody pays attention to my
because
layers.
I know how at this point I know how he writes, and I know everything's intentional. I know the places are real.
Hollenbeck Park is also real,
mm-hmm.
And that bridge really is not. I mean, it's a if you look at it, it's a low-foot bridge. It's still there. I think I drove over it the other day.
Oh, you did?
Because I was driving. I was just like, oh, that's Boyle Heights.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's freaking Hollenbeck Park over there. Yeah.
You know what we should do is we should have like a Rex Rivetter tour of LA.
We should.
Yes.
That'd be fun.
We should do it, and then when we get to and hosted by Rex Rivetter, and then when we get to the part where the area where we figure Jenny's car crashed
are more lines.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So everybody, if you want to take the Rex Rivetter tour of LA, sign up for our Patreon.
There we go.
And there we go. We'll add that.
We'll add that out.
Reward.
So once everyone's paid and all that stuff, will be the Rex Rivetter.
We'll just record that. Yeah. And then they can play it.
Because honestly, I don't think people. I mean, no offense to you, Randy, but I think it would be weird for people to actually see Rex Rivetter, I think it would have to be like one of those audio tours that should key in something.
Yeah, just like in a museum or something.
Exactly.
We tell you where to start, and you start it off, and then
which is
on scavenger hunt.
Which is which is actually not impossible. I mean, we're just kind of excluding the listeners at this point, and think because you can really do that. There was a like Without Walls play that did something through the globe where it was basically like
that's right.
a murder mystery of Balboa Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe I could narrate it since I'm not.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not doing anything.
Hi everyone.
Actually, I think it would be far more apropos for Jenny to do it.
Yes. And then at the very end, she rams the bus.
At the very end, the bus runs off the road.
Right. And this is where it happened.
So what do we have coming up? Like, what's a little preview? Usually in this portion, since it's the first episode of the season premiere, we usually you tell us some things that are going to happen coming up. So what are some things for the listeners that have to look forward to? Obviously, we have new actors coming in, new characters.
Lots of new characters.
The writing is just getting better. All of it is really, really good. But what are some things that, not only in the show, but also like from Downstairs Entertainment and Patreon stuff we can talk about?
So first of all, you'll get some of your favorite recurring characters will be coming back, including Burke and Salerno.
Woo!
So both those characters will be back. We will also have this season a few additions to those recurring characters, kind of standard members of the cast.
We have a new police officer for Rex to lock horns with.
Yep.
This is where we find out Salerno has like a male companion. Like, like Oscar Wilde, like.
No,
okay.
Not yet. No.
Okay.
We will get to find out to find out more about Salerno, and Rex has gone pretty dark, which we've already seen, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah, Rex.
It's pretty dark, and it's nowhere to go but down.
So although Dave did add like a choir of angels in.
Yes. Shout out to Davey Moore Productions for laying on the super thick with the holiness.
Yeah, super thick with the holiness there with the choir. But yeah, I mean, it's you've taken the case, and it sounds a little bit like, all right, I'm gonna take this case, and but yeah, Rex has not hit rock bottom yet.
Oh
yeah,
Rex has a little bit further to go.
I mean, like I said, when I first read the script, I'm like, I just sat there and I read through it, and I finished it, and it was just. I went, yeah, that's amazing. It's an amazing script. And then I realized, shoot, I'm going to have to act the hell out of this. And it was a huge challenge. It was a huge challenge. I think it was probably one of the biggest acting challenges I've ever had, because I'm having to play this man who is lost, and really. He's not only lost, he doesn't care he's lost. Mm-hmm. He's not looking for redemption. He's not looking for anything. He wants it to be over.
Yeah,
he was ready. Rex, that's the thing, is Rex was ready for it to be over.
He was there in his office. Jenny. He was in his office waiting to die.
Right.
He was done. And the only thing he wanted was for Jenny to get away safely. And
I think this was a point that you made to me when we started rehearsing for this season, is that Rex, he made that last call to Jenny. He went to his office. He was ready to die. He feels cheated almost, and this was a point that Rhiannon made. He feels cheated, and he isn't able to continue on.
Yeah, he was not supposed to die. Jenny was not supposed to die. It was supposed to be Rex.
Yeah.
As far as another minor spoiler that I can give you to look forward to this season is, first season we really had Salerno as Rex's,
main foil.
Main foil. While Salerno will be here this season and be one of his foils, Rex will be having another foil, and she is female. Ooh. And she's very, very dangerous. And you will not meet her for a while.
A dangerous female foil.
A dangerous female foil.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Rex is.
I can give you the actress's name if you'd like as well.
Oh sure, love it.
She's a DFF, not a BFF.
Can I do that?
It's the DFF.
I already offered her the role.
Did she accept?
She did.
Okay, then
All
why
right,
not?
who is it?
Kristen Chandler.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
A little femme fatale action.
Yeah, we let Randy. Greg's writing that. We let Randy read some of it, and he's like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun."
Oh, it's so good.
So basically, as we were talking a little bit, what you just said, this will be one of the last things we talk about. But I guess Rex is has severe survivor's guilt, absolute, especially coming home from the war, and then all of this. Yeah. It's just absolute survivor's guilt.
Yeah,
and it is probably the worst case because he knows that. He knows the caddy that was following around all afternoon at the end of the missing ending. Mm-hmm. There was only one caddy featured in that, and Jenny's car was run off the road by a caddy. So yeah, Rex is definitely, because it is his fault. It totally is his fault as far as he sees it.
Yeah.
And,
jerk.
Yeah,
which I'm. It's so interesting because he's a little more. I feel like we're setting ourselves. This was a nice tie-in to my conspiracy theories, but in my I feel like we're setting ourselves up from a huge conversation about God and fate and all of that with the priest. So I think we're setting ourselves up for that. But now it's time for
conspiracy theories with Joe.
Theories and speculations. So obviously, there's no. I'm not going to say there's multiple timelines and this. It's being told non-linear and it all taking place in the mind of an autistic child. But
oh my God! How did you figure it out?
It's all a dream. Rex Rivetter was actually the dream
the whole time.
They were in purgatory the whole time, yeah.
Which they weren't. I'm going to say that right now. They were not.
I think Jenny's coming back. The details that were, I was listening past the performance. No offense, Randy, but your first Rexalog, I'm listening past your performance to the actual words. So
no, it's just a lot of hard work.
The body could not be identified. You didn't go to the funeral. You haven't talked to her family.
Oh,
there's a lot there. There's a lot to say there, and I'm just okay, well, you've not seen Jenny's body go into the ground, so that's a big deal for me because until you've seen the body not go into the ground, then I think that Jenny's still alive. So
we've heard a lot of people like this. We haven't seen the body yet.
Yeah, you haven't seen the body.
We've gotten a lot
habeas
of
corpus. Jen out there, habeas corpus. Where's the body? Show me the body.
Right. Okay.
So that's one. Two, in this particular case, I think that the priest is the father or somehow related to the girl, to Dolores.
Right. To Dolores Espinosa.
Yeah. So obviously the father's not in the picture because he's the father and he's not in her picture, but somehow knows the mother and is responsible or something like that. So, because he was a baseball player. He was a baseball player.
When in baseball players are sluts?
Well, no, he was no. He had
Joe?
an entire life before he joined the priesthood. So one reason or another, he joins the priesthood, and then somehow this all happens.
That's interesting.
I think that those are my two things that I feel I will be, laughing at everybody because I will have the last laugh because I believe that both of those things are true.
Yeah.
So I'm curious though, if you think that Jenny is still alive,
because we've jumped ahead because
it's been
season
months.
Season one was set during March 1955. Yeah. We are now in September 1955.
Yeah.
Which, interesting fact, Saint Viviana's feast day is September the 1st. So.
Oh.
You have the happiest writer on the
because
face of the planet.
I'm on to you, McAfee. I'm on to you, okay? Nothing gets past me, okay?
He's so cute. He just keeps popping his head. He's just that big grin. He's like
half of these things I think he's writing for me. Did Joe get that? I don't think Joe got that.
I hope Joe gets that.
We're gonna have to start giving you the episodes early so you can
research. Well, see, that's the thing because I'm sitting. So for the listener at home, we sat down to listen to the episode together, and I'm on my phone during the last part of it, and I didn't want to seem rude. I was just looking up Viviana because I thought it was Saint Bibiana, who is also Saint Viviana, but that's a completely different saint. Saint Vibiana is not to be confused with Saint Viviana, which is the the patron saint of the Archdiocese of Los Angeles, and then Vivillon is something completely different.
So no, but I want to. She's trying to get us off. I want to know what. Then where is she? It's been 6 months.
That's the thing is that
it's been 6 months. Where has she been?
I don't rightly know, but I just know that it just has. There's just something about it that doesn't sit well with me. The fact that you said the body.
Well, it doesn't sit well with me.
The body was burned beyond recognition. So dental records are very easy to fake, especially at this time. Forensic science is if we're thinking of the period, forensic science is just like starting to be something.
CSI 1955.
Exactly. All eyewitness accounts and handwriting analysis.
That's the main thing. Like I said, I just take
what will be
interesting
is if we see Antoinette come back again. If Antoinette appears later in this season, and she mentions anything about it, then I'll start to maybe I'll be convinced that she's actually truly gone. But I completely picture her being like somehow Jenny gets recruited by the feds, because that's the only thing I can think of. The feds to run this scam or something, or maybe because of what is it? Your Macintosh is a married name, right? Or is that the Macintosh is the married name? Macintosh is the married name. If I'm gonna spitball right now, Macintosh is a married name. You were once married to a bad guy who was an Irish gangster, and now he's out of prison looking for you, and now you're in witness protection. Or you have to go back undercover to be like in this gang again because you're his widow or you look like something like him. I watch a lot of TV, guys.
Wow, that is a hell of a conspiracy theory.
Exactly. If any future cases, I'm saying this now, if any future cases feature this, I want credit. So.
Wait, that's actually why we're asking for your conspiracy theories.
Because he hasn't written the next three episodes. The next 3 seasons. He has not written cases.
Like, shit, I don't know what to do from here.
Dang.
Dang it.
So, thank you so much for doing this, for coming out to talk with me and, listen and all the listeners. The format has changed as far as release schedule, so I think you were clear about that early on, though.
Yeah.
So, could you tell us a little bit more about that? And yeah.
So, this season, the show will be released every other Monday. So, you had your season premiere on Monday the 16th. So, it'll be 2 weeks from now. But in those off weeks is when we will release the Rivetting Conversation episodes. If you are a patron on patreon.com/Rex Rivetter, above a certain amount, you will actually get the Rivetting Conversations live streamed to you as they are happening, which will be fun. So you'll get the video of that live stream. We usually edit these down to release them, and so those will be released every other Monday as well. So you will have something every Monday.
Yeah.
But Rex itself will be every other Monday.
And above $1,000, I actually come to your house and talk to you about the show.
He actually, for $1,000,
and I'll give you a foot rub.
Rex will come over and get trashed in your living room and break things in your house.
Yes.
Or reenact my favorite scenes.
For an extra for above $2,000, he'll take $1,000 that's donated to the Catholic charity of your choice, and then go harass a priest in your neighborhood, your local priest. It'd be great.
People's of your neighborhood.
Yes. So, and we have other exciting things coming up. Where we are starting work on another audio drama soon.
Yes.
So
you heard it here.
Yes, we will be releasing another audio drama sometime this year.
Yeah.
So we'll have more information about that.
Eugene's Adventures in New York.
Yes, that is exactly with
it's kind
Dead
of a rip
Jenny.
on Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah. Yes.
With Eugene and
and Randy's in a show right now. Actually, he's in a show. Is Edgar in that show? No, Edgar.
Yes,
Edgar
is in the show.
And by the time that they hear this, will the show be up?
The show opened 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
Joe.
So we're right. We still have 3 weekends to go.
Awesome. So you still have.
Randy plays Humphrey Bogart.
Yes, of course. What a stretch.
I'm very quickly working a niche market of myself here in San Diego theater.
Yes.
Right. I play all the noir characters.
You noir men of that time period.
You were Raymond Chandler, right?
I was Philip Marlowe.
You were Philip Marlowe.
You're Philip Marlowe.
And then Rex, and now you're Bogey.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
Do you want to plug your show?
Yeah. So it's called Play It Again, Sam. It is a play written by Woody Allen. It's at Onstage Playhouse. I believe their web address is onstageplayhouse.org. And it is playing...
It's Chula Vista, California.
Yeah, Chula Vista, California. So, it kind of helps if you're in Chula Vista or the surrounding environs. And it runs until February 4th is when we close. So, if you have the opportunity, it runs Thursday, Friday, Saturday evenings with the Sunday matinee.
And Greg and I will be there on February 2nd if you'd like to come see it with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Come see Rex with
If
Jenny.
you would like to call the box office ahead and say, I want tickets right next to Greg and Rhiannon, so that way I could be like, is Jenny coming back? Is Jenny coming back?
And I think our super fan will be there this week.
Oh, yeah?
The Rex Rivetter, Jennifer.
Nice.
So awesome.
And you just started rehearsal for another show.
Yeah,
right?
and I just started rehearsal yesterday for another show called Who Am I This Time?
Oh, who are you this time?
I really don't know right now.
Okay.
No, it's actually a very cute show. It's a collection. It collects 3 Kurt Vonnegut short stories about love together into one show.
Do you play a noir man of some sort?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Wow.
I play 2 characters. One's a very shy man who it's funny. It's a very shy man who has an ability to portray just about anybody on stage.
Ooh.
He becomes the character, and then and so I play that, and then I'll play a very loud, obnoxious plumber. So
Wonderful.
Oh.
Neither one of which very noir-y. So.
Well, thank you again for coming out this evening, and we will see you in 2 weeks for the next Rivetting Conversations for the second episode of this first case from Season 2. Once again, you've been listening to Rivetting Conversations. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye.